If you're using DMLY to manage customer conversations across WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, SMS, and other channels, the unified inbox gives you one central place to manage all of them. Instead of switching between different platforms to find customer messages, DMLY brings your conversations together in one inbox. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through the DMLY unified inbox step by step. You'll learn how to find conversations, understand the different inbox sections, reply to customers, use filters and tags, manage conversations as a team, and take over a conversation when your bot or automation is handling it. So, let's get started. Once you're inside your DMLY dashboard, look at the sidebar on the left. Find and click Unified Inbox. Once you open it, you'll simply see Inbox at the top of the page. This is where conversations from your connected channels are brought together. Depending on the channels connected to your workspace, you may see conversations from WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, live chat, SMS, and other supported channels. One important thing to understand here is that the inbox is different from most other areas of DMLY. The channel you select elsewhere in your DMLY dashboard does not control what appears inside the inbox. For example, if WhatsApp is selected in your sidebar, you can still see Instagram, Facebook, live chat, and other conversations inside the inbox. So, if you ever notice that your sidebar shows one channel while your inbox is showing conversations from several channels, don't worry. That's how the unified inbox is designed. If you want to narrow the inbox to a particular channel, you'll use the inbox filters instead. Understanding the inbox layout. Now let's look at the layout of the inbox. You'll normally see three main sections. On the left, you have your conversation list. This is where you'll see your customer conversations. In the middle, you have the conversation thread. This is where you can read the customer's messages and send your replies. And on the right, you'll find the contact details panel. This section contains information about the customer you're currently chatting with. For example, you can see who the conversation is assigned to, the pipeline stage, tags, internal notes, upcoming appointments, and other contact information. You can also select View Full Profile and Merge if you need to access the customer's complete contact record. So the basic workflow is very simple. Select a conversation from the left, read and respond to the customer in the middle, and use the panel on the right to manage information about that customer. Also, when you open a conversation, DMLY automatically marks it as read and removes its unread count. Understanding the inbox folders. Now let's look at the folders. At the top of your conversation list, you'll find four main folders: All, Open, Done, and Archive. The All folder shows your conversations except those that have been archived. The Open folder contains conversations that still need your attention. The Done folder contains conversations you've finished with, and Archive contains conversations that you've filed away. There's something very important to remember about these folders. DMLY does not automatically mark a conversation as done just because the customer has been inactive for a while. A conversation becomes done when you select Mark as Done, or when an automation you've created closes the conversation. And if a customer sends a new message after you've marked the conversation as done, it can automatically reopen and move back to open. This means you don't have to worry about missing a follow-up from a customer. One more important point: Archive is not permanent storage. According to the DMLY documentation, archived conversations are automatically deleted after 30 days. So if you need to keep a conversation as a record, it's better to leave it in Done instead of Archive. Searching for conversations. Now let's say you have hundreds or thousands of customer conversations and you need to find one specific person. This is where Search Conversations becomes very useful. You'll find the search box at the top of your conversation list. Simply click inside the search box and enter the information you're looking for. The inbox displays the 100 most recent conversations in the list. So, if the conversation you're looking for is older than that, don't keep scrolling. Use the search function instead. This is one of the fastest ways to find an older conversation. Filtering your conversations. DMLY also gives you several filters to help narrow down your inbox. First, you'll see the DMs and comments toggle. By default, the inbox opens on DMs. If you're looking for conversations from comments, simply switch to comments. You'll also see channel filters such as WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, SMS, and all. These allow you to quickly narrow your conversation list by channel. If you have multiple connected profiles, you can also open the additional filters and use all channels to select a specific connected profile. For example, if you have 2 WhatsApp numbers connected to DMLY and you only want to see conversations from one of them, you can select that specific profile. You can also filter conversations by anyone, unassigned, or unread only. These filters make it much easier to manage a busy inbox. Using tags. Next, let's look at tags. Tags help you organize your contacts based on what the conversation or customer is about. For example, you could have tags such as VIP, complaint, or wholesale. To add a tag, first open the conversation, then look at the contact details panel on the right. Find the tag section and click Add. You'll then see the tags that are already available in your workspace. Select the tag you want to apply. Once added, the tag will appear as a colored label in the contact details. If you want to remove it later, simply click the X on the tag. One important thing to understand is that these are contact tags. So when you add a tag from the inbox, you're tagging the customer, not just that individual conversation. This also means the tag can be used in other parts of DMLY. For example, tags can be used for context segments, broadcasts, and automation conditions. If you don't see the tag you need, you can't create a new one directly from this panel. You'll need to set up your tags from the context section using Manage Tags. You can also filter your inbox by tag. Open the additional filters, find all tags, and select the tag you want. DMLY will then show conversations associated with that tag. DMs and comments. Now, let's look at an important difference between DMs and comments. A single contact can have 2 separate conversation threads, one for DMs and another for comments. For example, imagine someone comments on your Facebook post and then sends your page a private message. DMLY treats those as 2 separate conversation threads because a public comment and a private message are handled differently. So, if you're looking for a comment and you can't find it under DMs, check the Comments tab. Simply switch the toggle underneath the search box from DMs to comments. Also remember that these conversations remain separate. Archiving or deleting one thread does not affect the other. Sending messages. Now let's talk about replying to customers. Open any conversation and look at the reply box at the bottom. You can send normal text messages and emojis. Depending on the channel, you may also have options for images, videos, files, and voice notes. For example, you can use Attach Image or Video to select media from your media library. You can use Attach File when you need to send a document. And with Record a Voice Note, you can record and send an audio message directly from your browser. If you're using WhatsApp, you can also send an approved WhatsApp template. Remember that WhatsApp templates are only available for WhatsApp conversations, and only templates approved by Meta will appear. If the template contains placeholders, make sure you fill them in before sending. DMLY also allows you to use saved replies. These are useful when you frequently send the same type of response to customers. Instead of typing the same message repeatedly, you can insert a saved reply directly into your message. You can also insert booking links and payment links. These are sent as normal links inside your message, and if your workspace has AI configured and your plan supports it, you may also see the Suggest a Reply with AI option. When a message cannot be sent. There are also situations where DMLY won't allow a message to be sent. For WhatsApp, free-form replies are allowed within 24 hours after the customer's last message. Once that 24-hour window has closed, you'll need to use an approved WhatsApp template to re-engage with the customer. For Messenger and Instagram DMs, the reply window is 7 days after the customer's last message. After that period, the customer needs to send another message before you can reply again. TikTok has a 48-hour reply window, and if a contact is blocked, the reply box will be hidden completely. You can use Unblock Contact from the Contact Details panel if you need to communicate with that person again. It's also important to remember that these messaging windows apply to DMs. Public comment replies are not subject to these same windows. Working with your team. If you're working with a team, the DMLY inbox is designed to make collaboration easier. One important feature is conversation assignment. By default, when you reply to a conversation, the conversation becomes assigned to you. So, if a conversation was previously assigned to another team member and you reply to the customer, it can become assigned to you. You can also see when another teammate is typing. This helps prevent two team members from responding to the same customer at the same time. Another useful feature is internal notes. Internal notes are private. They are not sent to the customer. You can use them to leave instructions, provide additional information, or communicate with another team member. You can also mention teammates using @mentions inside notes. One important warning here: if you type an @mention inside the actual customer reply, that mention is sent to the customer as part of the message. So, if you want to privately notify a teammate, use an internal note, not the customer reply box. Taking over from the bot. Now let's look at one of the most useful features of the DMLY inbox. What happens when your AI or automation is already talking to a customer, but you want to personally take over? In DMLY, you can simply reply to the conversation. By default, your reply acts as a human takeover. Once you take over, automated replies for that conversation are stopped. This includes flows, sequences, AI responses, and auto replies. You can also deliberately pause the automation by selecting Pause Bot or Human Takeover from the Contact Details panel. When you're ready to give control back to the automation, select Resume Bot. If the customer was already part-way through a flow when you took over, DMLY parks that automation instead of canceling it. This means the flow remembers where it stopped, the answers the customer has already provided, and any remaining wait time. You'll see options such as Resume, Skip this step, or End automation. This gives you control over exactly what should happen next. One more thing to remember: if you block a customer and later unblock them, the bot does not automatically resume. You'll need to select Resume Bot yourself. New message notifications. Next, let's look at notifications. When the DMLY inbox is open and active, a chime plays whenever a new inbound message arrives. This is enabled by default. If you don't want the sound, you can mute it from the inbox. DMLY can also update the inbox in real time when real-time delivery is available. If real-time delivery isn't available, the inbox can fall back to refreshing automatically every few seconds. So you don't need to keep refreshing the page manually to check for new messages. If you switch to another browser tab, DMLY can also use desktop notifications. The first time you interact with the inbox after switching away, your browser may ask for permission to show notifications. If you allow notifications, you'll receive a system notification when a new customer message arrives. You can then select the notification to return directly to the conversation in DMLY. Who can access the inbox? One final thing to keep in mind is access. The unified inbox is permission-based. If a team member's role doesn't have access to the inbox module, they won't see the inbox in the DMLY sidebar. Also, depending on the permissions assigned to a teammate, certain customer information, such as phone numbers and email addresses, may be partially masked. So, what one team member sees may be different from what an administrator sees. And that's it. You now know how to open and navigate the inbox, find conversations, use folders and filters, organize contacts with tags, reply across different channels, collaborate with your team, and take over conversations from your AI or automation. The unified inbox is designed to give you one central place to manage your customer conversations without constantly switching between different platforms. If you're following along with your own DMLY account, I recommend opening the inbox now and trying out these features yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.